head of consumer brand programs at YouTube. Degreeism Political Science.
What major is useless in 2026?
Gender studies.
We've got fashion. I mean, if you were good at fashion, you would have gotten somewhere already and wouldn't have to get a degree for it.
How my art history degree got me a job at Morgan Stanley.
So today we're gonna be talking about stupid, useless university degrees. Not just look at the degrees, but look at the type of degrees people get, how much they actually are costing people. And finally, at the end of this video, we're gonna be looking at the types of jobs a lot of these people that get these useless degrees end up doing. Before we get started, make sure you hit that like button. It helps out a great deal. And let me know in the top comment below, what university degree did you get and what job do you actually work for now? And with that being said, let's get into the first videos. What university degrees are considered useless?
At number 10, we've got entrepreneurship. Not a single person taking this course is going to make their own business. No one's going to do that and no one's going to be successful. At number 9, we've got paleontology. This is the study of dinosaur bones. I mean, just self-explanatory at this point. At number 8, we've got journalism. So overused, oversaturated, and yeah, you're not really actually going to get anywhere. At number 7, we've got fashion. I mean, if you were good at fashion, you would have gotten somewhere already and wouldn't have to get a degree for it. Same with number 6, music. I mean, if you already made it in music, you wouldn't go to university, so it's just absolutely useless. And number 5, got theatre studies. The people who do this, the personality is just terrible and it won't get them anywhere in life. And number 4, we've got dance. I mean, what are we even doing here? Dance as a degree, absolutely ridiculous. Number 3, we've got travel and tourism. I mean, seriously, like, moving on. And number 2, we've got cosmetology. This is like makeup and stuff. Why are you going to university to do makeup, honestly? Just get a grip. And at number 1, we've got cultural studies. Like, this list is just annoying me now. What are you doing with your existence?
So this first one that we looked at, I felt like every one of those degrees was a hobby. It was not a degree that you could take to the real world. Entrepreneurism is about starting your own idea and making it bigger. What do you learn in 5 years to do that? Theater? Unless you're Brad Pitt or somebody going to learn more about acting after you secured a few acting jobs, which is extremely hard to do, mind you. In journalism, I found interesting. There's people like Tim Pool who are like well-known journalists. Joe Rogan, all these people, they do this content, journalism, whatnot, what they do, and it's all just based off their personality. If you have a focus and it's something to do, by all means, go for it. But these degrees, to me, feel like they're just hobbies.
What major is useless in 2026?
Gender studies.
Art major.
Jewish studies.
Business major.
Why is that?
I don't think it takes much to compare male and female. What job are you gonna get? Let's be real. You only need to be a lawyer, a doctor.
You can do that without a college education.
I feel like people are born with like creativity, don't you agree?
I guess, but I mean, what are you gonna do with it?
I don't know what you can do with that.
What's your major?
I'm a finance major.
Criminal justice. Exercise science.
Art degree, Jewish studies, what is this stuff? Like, where do you get these jobs? A lot of these jobs feel like you're either gonna end up in Vietnam as an English teacher, or you're going to go work at that university for very low wages being a professor. And I do agree with the business one. I've always had this thought, if you're going to university to learn business, if your teachers do not or have not ran or owned a company at some point, what are you learning from? It's like you're trying to take dental advice from a mechanic at this point. He's read some books, but he ain't really done any of it, right? But yeah, like, I don't understand art studies, gender studies. What do you study for 4 years in gender study? Please comment below. What do you study besides the prereqs of math and history? Your junior, senior year, what classes are you taking? And when it does come to school, I do find university is a value. I'm not saying it's horrible, don't do it. If you're going to be a pilot, a doctor, a dentist, something that needs actual lab or practice time, I totally understand it. But going to university to learn how to do art or music or dance, just watch a Chris Brown video. But the next one, though, is a job where I do think it does require some university, and these are different types of engineers. But the question keeps coming up, is AI going to take it over?
People that are studying school right now for what, engineering? I met a kid, he was sitting next to me and he's like, yeah, I got a 4.2 GPA in high school, like super proud of his degree, like high scores. He's like, I'm about to go to one of these private universities and study engineering. And like, by the time you get done engineering, you get all your degrees, you're set, it's 8 years from now. Will artificial intelligence replace your ability to be an engineer in 8 years? And he got mad because I presented a plausible scenario as to why his career path was maybe not the best one.
I don't think engineer is a bad major. I think it's actually a good one because engineering usually teaches math, science, STEM, and critical thinking. So if you do go in as like a chemical engineer or a mechanical engineer or an electric engineer, you're going to have a wide range of understanding of a lot of different skills. I find engineering is kind of like the jack of all trades to an extent. Unless you're a civil engineer, you're really able to go where you need to go. But I do want to share with you some of the comments because they are pretty interesting because it is a back and forth kind of thing. So the first one is these people forget that engineers are the ones who make technology possible for them to become entrepreneurs. Like as if you can code and build just by learning architecture. No, AI won't anytime soon. People don't know how AI works. And this is very true with the AI. AI is going to cap out. AI solves problems, but AI doesn't have any problems, right? Every problem we use from medical, engineering, sky, space, name it, is a human problem that we're trying to solve. If we gave AI every human problem and it solved every one of them, and we gave it no more problems, AI would cease to exist anymore because it wouldn't have a purpose in its own self. So I don't find AI will ever replace the humans fully. Will it replace a lot of basic jobs? Yeah. I mean, there's no way around that, man. But it's not going to replace the world in regards like everything is going to disappear. Of course not. They need us. We need them. Now, the next one, I want to talk about the cost. These schools are expensive. So let's look at some videos on what it actually costs to go to these universities.
Her degree cost about $208, and she had that.
What's her
knocked out.
degree in?
And
Just 4-year tuition?
it's $52 per year at UT, out of state.
University of Tennessee is $52,000 a year out of state. They don't want you people, apparently. Because it's $12,000 a year for in-state. Here's the thing. The thing that causes people to not be able to pay for college is not college. It's college choice. You choose a college that fits your budget. The kid works, you take scholarships, you stay in-state, and you choose a college that fits your budget. And that's how you pay for college.
People have been asking me how much it costs to get an advanced degree in Thailand and whether it was accepted in the US after I got it. So I'm just going to use my university, Cassette Start University, as an example. My tuition was free because I got a full ride scholarship. It was an English speaker scholarship to promote English learning at the school, but this is how much it would be if you paid for all of it by yourself. So it's 17,000 to 22,000 baht per semester, plus 15,000 per semester if you're an international student. It's more expensive for international students. So in total, this is $1,100 to $1,200 per semester. If you want to get your PhD, it's even a little bit more expensive. It's closer to $1,400 per semester. And then bachelor degrees were approximately $2,000 to $3,000 per semester, which depends on your program and department. And then the international student is an extra $300 per semester. As far as my degree being accepted in the US, literally no one has even noticed I got it in Thailand. If anything, they do notice, it's just a conversation piece. So yeah, it's been accepted with every single company I've applied for. No one's looked into it. I got into the final stages of this government research job that required a master's degree, so I feel like if they'll accept it, everywhere will. I know people are gonna ask me where I got my scholarship too. I literally Googled international engineering full ride scholarships, and somehow I found this scholarship database that I've never been able to find again. I applied through there to multiple international scholarships, one in New Zealand, there's one in Spain and Thailand, and that's how I found my English speaker scholarship. So it was really random. But I'm sorry, I don't remember the name of the database. Maybe someone in the comments will.
So there we kind of see the first one is about in-state, out-state. I think honestly, you should probably move to the state. If you're going to go to like UCLA or something like that, move to LA. Don't stay in Utah as a resident. Like move there. That's actually crazy to have $54,000 a year. And the next video we looked at was Thailand. I thought it was kind of interesting what it costs to get a bachelor's degree in Thailand. And when you consider she had these scholarships, and that was an awesome little hack. Just Google scholarships, find something. There's always free money out here. You just got to look for it. But we see the cost of it so much lower, even though she had to pay a few extra, $300 extra, something like that, because she was not a resident of the country, it's still not that bad. So definitely check your options. But she was an engineer. Again, a skill that is usually highly looked for abroad. But we already know about America. We learned a little about Thailand. You get to place like Vietnam, it's like $3,000 or $4,000 a year, but the degrees aren't accepted abroad. Thailand is a very much respected country. So if you're going to schools in Bangkok, you're probably not going to have an issue. She said she had no problem getting an American government job. So I don't see the problem, but let's look at the cost of an international student that goes to a Britain school.
So hi, my name is Rachel. I studied business and management at Durham University for 3 years. Now starting off with the university fees, so this cost me £9,250 per year for 3 years. So this amounted to £27,750. So for my first year accommodation, I spent £212 per week for a 39-week lease. So this amounted to £8,268. For my second year, I spent £256 per week, also for a 39-week lease, which amounted to £9,984. And for my final year, I spent £265 per week, also for a 39-week lease, so this amounted to £10,335. But bearing in mind this doesn't include what I spent on, for example, social life, new clothes that I bought, or train tickets. So a more accurate estimate would have been around probably $60,000 to $65,000.
So that doesn't seem too bad, $65,000, but it really depends what she does with that degree. Sounds like she's probably from China. If she does take that back to China, that's going to give her a lot of opportunities in China. But that does show the difference. When we hear about Americans going to university and spending $100,000, $150,000, I don't think anybody can disagree with me. American universities are just way too politically overpriced. Why does it cost that much? Probably because these banks were being told back in the old administration, you can't deny people student loans because it would be considered racist. And at that point, student loans are being tossed out like candy. So before we get out of here, I want to look at the final part of this. What kind of jobs are these people actually getting with these degrees?
What my coworkers studied versus what they do now.
What was your major?
Film studies.
And what do you do now?
VP of marketing for brand and consumer.
What did you major in?
I majored in health exercise science as well as biology.
And what do you do now?
I work as a sales executive here at LinkedIn.
What was your major?
Peace and conflict studies.
And what do you do now?
Sales.
What was your major?
Musical theater.
What do you do now?
Sales.
What was your major?
Urban planning.
And what do you do now?
I do government relations on the public policy team.
What was your major?
Psych with a minor in econ.
And what do you do now?
I am a brand strategist.
What was your major?
I double majored in marketing and comparative literature.
And what do you do now?
I'm a product marketing manager.
What was your major?
English and history.
And what do you do now?
Marketing strategy.
So the first one, I don't know if you guys noticed the trend. Almost everybody went into sales or marketing. Spoiler, these are things that you don't need a degree for.
Does it actually matter what your degree is in? 95% of the time, no, it doesn't matter. First example, brand communications director at Instagram. His degree is in mathematics. Okay, next up we have head of content at Instagram. Degree is in psychology. Head of consumer brand programs at YouTube. Degree is in political science. Moral of the story, it really doesn't matter. Focus on relevant experience and internships. Recruiters care more about your experience than whatever type of degree you got.
It's all about experience. A lot of these CEOs and big time guys, they have degrees in whatever, but they have connections and they got their foot in a lot of doors in their day. Being shady or whatever it is, they always get their foot in the door. We have this phrase in Hawaii that we say, it's not about what you know, it's about who you know. So if you do have a random degree in psychology and you want to become a CEO of Google, that's perfectly fine. But understand that these people know the right people. So take advantage of your time in the university, meet people, learn about people, make these connections, because at the end of the day, it will help you more than if you just get a degree in anything. And I want to show you this final video just to kind of prove the case, how somebody with an art degree can actually pull off a six-figure job.
How my art history degree got me a job at Morgan Stanley. The reality is, if you're interviewing for finance with a non-traditional degree, you have to stop trying to out-finance the finance bros. You're gonna lose that game every time, and here's really what you should do instead. Every interview is really asking one thing: can this person think clearly and make me believe them? Instead of hiding your background, use it. And here's exactly how. Step 1, find your translation. So take the core skills from your field and map them directly to the job. Here's what mine sounded like. I told them in art history, you stand in front of a painting, you analyze everything. So the composition, the technique, the historical context, who commissioned it, what was happening politically and culturally when it was made, and why it mattered to the audience it was created for. You're building a story around why something has value. That's the same thing you do when you're interviewing for the job. So in wealth management, you're sitting across from a client, you're analyzing their full picture, their financial history, their goals, their risk tolerance, what's happening in the market, and you're building a case for why they should trust your recommendation. You're reading people and making complex things feel clear. I just learned that skill through looking at paintings instead of portfolios. Whatever your background is, whether that's psychology, English, design, there is a direct line between what you studied and what the job actually requires. So find it and make it specific.
Now, this is the final video that we had today. It is very important. I love what she said. Take what you learned and translate it. When I first moved to Asia, I had to get a teaching job right away, right? Well, I guess after a couple months. And I had to prove that I would be a good asset to the school. So I used my education and what I did when I worked as an engineer and all that stuff to translate into the job that they wanted me to do. I don't think people are looking to see if you can communicate like that. Like she was saying, I think it's more of the company, at least in Asia, is like, how does this guy make me money and can he? So make your skill be something. Even if you get a degree in art or gender studies, you can still play that card. Her analogy, and rewatch that if you need to, on the art degree was actually really well played because that's what art is about. But when we normal, everyday normies think about an art degree, we usually think you went to school to draw a stupid Smurf. So find out what the company does, use some AI in your creativity, find out how your degree can merge with what the company wants. And most of all, do not go to that interview trying to school them. You're there trying to get a job from them and they need somebody to help them improve or do better. So your whole mission should be offering a value and a service that they are willing to pay for. And most of all, at the end of that interview, when they say, do you have any questions? Do not say no. Ask anything. Every time somebody says no, they usually don't get hired. This is a statistical fact. So with that being said, I think we've covered everything today. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know if you learned anything about this today and leave a comment below on what degree you got and what job that led you to actually doing. And most of all, guys, make sure you hit that like button. It helps out a great deal. And also check out this video right here. YouTube thinks that you'll like it next. And with that, guys, I will see you guys in the next video.